Hey everybody, it's Scotty from Scotty's Record Shop with, I guess another artist profile. I don't mean I guess, I know it's going to be another artist profile. It's going to take a few videos to get through this one too. And I'm not going to get very in-depth. I'm going to try to blow through this. I wanted to show my Beatles US albums. Not every single one, because I have multiple copies of some albums, and it's just a big ordeal to try to explain what's different about them. So what I'm just going to basically do is go through what I have, probably in two videos. I'm thinking anyway with this pile. So like I said, I'm going to blow through this fairly quickly. If you're into the Beatles, you know this stuff. I'm just basically showing what I have. So anyway, let's get right to it. Actually, before we get started, have a nice little drinky here, because it's been a long day and I'm quite dry. There. Okay. Now that is done, let's get right to it. The first Beatle album I'm going to show isn't the first Beatle album that came out. First one on Capitol, though. And this is Meet the Beatles, 1964. This is a mono pressing. I have a stereo pressing, I believe. This is a mono. I have a stereo as well. Original first pressing. We're going to get into the Vee-Jay stuff now. This is introducing the Beatles, but it's a second set list. I don't have a copy of the first one. I'd love to get my hands on it, even if it was a bootleg, because the bootleg seemed to be a little easier to find, just to have something that resembled it, you know what I mean? But it kind of goes for big bucks, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But there you go. There's the first of many Vee-Jay pressings. They only had a few songs, and they tried to milk it. Here's another example. This was the gatefold, because I'm not going to take it out, but you can probably see that there's a gatefold here. I also have a non-gatefold of this on Vee-Jay. There was also a double album, Beatles versus the Four Seasons, which was basically rehash. It's, if you want to get it, you can get it. But I just haven't gotten around to it. This is an interesting one. This is kind of an interview. This was just an attempt for Vee-Jay to make more money. But it's an interesting disc. It's a little harder to find. A couple more companies had rights to some Beatles stuff. One of them was MGM, and they put this one out. Tony Sheridan. The stuff primarily that was all Tony Sheridan stuff that they did with Tony Sheridan. Tony, doing real good. Tony Sheridan. Been a long day. And this is the one with My Bonnie. Scored this one fairly cheaply too, not too long ago, which I was really happy about. In great shape. The other one I don't have is on Atco, and it's the Ain't She Sweet album, which has got, I believe, 4 Beatles songs on it, and that's it. Everything. It's another artist. They just filled it with some other crap, and it goes for like $100, and I just have not, I can't do it. I don't have the money anyway, but for 4 Beatles songs, maybe if it falls in my lap someday fairly inexpensively, I'll go for it. But okay, let's get into the Capitol stuff. Capitol in 1964 decided we're done with Vee-Jay, even though we screwed up and didn't sign the Beatles or put their stuff out first. We're going to put them out of business. So basically, that's what Capitol did, and started putting out albums of their own. This is a great record, a great early Beatle record. Beatles' second album on Capitol, 1964. Next one we would get, and these are not necessarily in order. I know this one is in order, but as time goes on, I may screw up a little bit. Like I said, it's been a long day. Something new. This is I think this is a mono pressing. A lot of these are monos. I do have some of these in stereo. Original pressing, and I have some later pressings as well. These are first pressings. This is, you can't point at Vee-Jay for going too far trying to monopolize on the Beatle name. This one right here, The Beatles Story. It's an interesting record, It's a double album, by the way. Got a couple of pressings of this one. This is a stereo one. I don't have a mono pressing of this, but get into some movie music. Hard Day's Night. This is a stereo pressing. Yes, it's stereo. Stereo pressing of this. Capitol went back and issued some of the stuff that Vee-Jay had because they could. The early Beatles. This is a stereo pressing, I believe. The Beatles 65. The great Beatle album. More movie music. Help. It's a US cover for Help, for those of you who have no idea. We're so used to the CDs now of the Beatles, and this is kind of like, well, this is how we got them back then. And there was a lot of, just like in Hard Day's Night, there was instrumental music mixed in with songs, so it wasn't like the UK stuff. So there's that album. One of my favorite albums, Rubber Soul. And I think this is a stereo pressing of Rubber Soul. These are the only thing that kind of sucks about this is the plastic. I need to replace these plastic outer linings. They're older and kind of not as clear as they used to be. So, okay, we're gonna get into the crown jewel of my Beatle collection, and this is the one that everybody hopes that they can get. My copies, it's in okay shape, but it was a steal. Not literally. It cost me, but the butcher cover, and as you can see, it's a peeled cover. The cover is intact really well. This crap right here is just excess from the peeling. I'm pretty sure it's not taped. So but actually it is taped. No, it isn't. I can't tell. Anyway, but I didn't pay that much for this. The vinyl inside is in great shape. But I always wanted a copy of the butcher cover. I'd seen it, and several years ago I was able to find it. That was for the Yesterday Today album. This is an original pressing. It came out after. You know, this is. Stereo pressing. The last one I'll show for now is probably my favorite album of theirs of all time, Revolver. I have like 3 or 4 copies of this, different issues, a stereo and a mono, some later pressings as well. But that we'll call video number 1, and we'll get to video number 2. Hopefully I'll get to upload it tonight. Until next time, everybody, peace and love.